Okay, welcome back to the second lesson. We're going to continue on with the X drive just to learn some basic CADing uh, in the context of building an X drive. So I know last time, as you can see from the top, I said that in a real drive, it's best if these squares are around, or if these wheels are around a square. So that means we need to make this bar longer. Um, so even though we've already built everything around this bar, it's actually pretty easy to change that bar to something longer to make sure this is the right size. So what I'll be showing today is how to swap out a part so that you can change something that's already been built pretty easily. So right now, if we click on this, this is a 25 bar, a 5 bar, which means it has 25 holes. So we're going to want something longer than that. And just by looking at it from the top, I think probably like a 7 bar will work out fine. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go to place, and you want to go to wherever you have your kit of parts that you downloaded. Go to structure, and okay, so it looks like in the structure the longest size that they have is a 5 bar, which means that we're gonna have to download a longer size. So this is just a good example to show how to get to downloading new parts. So can you guys see Google Chrome? Okay. So we're gonna go to Vex V5 products. Click on the first link. And this is where you can go if you need to download any part. This has CAD files of all the parts. So you go up here and you search the part we need. We're gonna want C channel. So you can just go to the C channel kit and scroll down. Go to CAD files. And the one that we want is a 7 bar. So that's 1 by 2 by 1 by 35. So you can click preview to check it out. And it brings up a little preview that looks kind of like Fusion 360 and Inventor. So as you can see, this bar is longer than what we have. So click download. And as it shows on the right side of the file, this is a .step file. .step files are able to be opened by most 3D modeling software. So if you ever want to change softwares from like Fusion 360 to maybe say SolidWorks or something, you can save it as a step file instead, and SolidWorks should be able to open it. The thing about Fusion 360 and Inventor, though, is they're both Autodesk programs, so they use the same file type, so you can open the same file on either program, and it just takes a couple seconds to load and update it to the right software, whether it's using Fusion 360 or Inventor, but those are interchangeable because it's the same company. So we download a part, go back to your software, go to place, and we're going to go to downloads, and it'll be the first one that you have here. So you just click on it, click open, load, and the pop-up will show up. Just click OK, and it'll convert the file. If there's a style conflict, just click OK and it'll update it to whatever style you're using. And once it finishes loading in, it'll be on your cursor. So we'll just click it to place it there, and then click escape. So since this was the part that we modeled everything around, and we constrained it to all of the 3 planes to make sure that it stays still, we're going to have to do something similar with this part just to make sure everything doesn't fly anywhere. So I would just go to a front view, put it in about the same spot. Do not rotate this part because it'll automatically be placed in the proper orientation. So don't rotate it, because if you rotate it, it'll change how it's lined up just slightly, and even micrometer changes in Autodesk can mess with your constraints. So if you don't rotate it, what you can do is you can select it, go to the browser, right click it, and then click grounded. And now that it's grounded, that has the same effect as the one on the back where we constrained it to every plane. So see, just with one button, it's already, you can't move it. And now for ease of use, it's best to just, since this is your backbone part, just take it and drag it to the top so that it's your first part. Just that way it's easy to find. So now what you can do is take this bar, just right click it and delete it. And now these parts are free to move, so we can reconstrain them onto this bar. So if you look to the top, we can reset our bars, and now you can see they're in a square shape. So since they're in a square shape, this will drive more smoothly with less friction and things of that sort. So let's shift these up here. So we're going to constrain those holes, and we'll also constrain these holes. So since we just downloaded this part, you're going to have to draw the circles on it in order to constrain it. So select the part, right click it, and go to open. It might take a second. Now since we've never drawn holes on this before, we go up to 2D sketch, click 2D sketch, click the face that we're going to be constraining it to. Now we're going to use the project geometry tool. So click that. Click 3 of the lines that are around a square to project the line onto the sketch that we're working on. And then go down from circle, click tangent circle, and click all 3 lines. And that'll put a circle directly in the center so that it's easier to constrain parts together. So then do the same thing, project geometry, click the 3 lines, click tangent circle, and go back and click the 3 lines. Now we have to do the same thing on the other side. So just same thing, project geometry, and then the tangent circles. And once you're done, click Finish Sketch. Save the part in the top left. And then we'll go back. And now if you zoom in, you can see we have the drawings there. So we'll switch our view cube to get over here. And now we're going to constrain, so click Constrain. Click the first circle. Click the second circle. And make sure to make it undirected, just so that we can flip it if we have to. Then click Apply. And do the same thing for the other circle. Undirected. Apply. Now we're going to click the two faces that we want to be touching if we screwed it. So we'll click this first face. Use the view cube to switch to the other angle. And then click that face. And then when you look at it straight on, it will be constrained, so we can click OK. Now we'll go to the other side. Move it so that we can see it better. Same thing, just hit constrain. The first circle, second circle, apply. First circle, second circle. Make sure it's always undirected. Apply. Click this face, then change the angle to click the other face, and click OK. And so easy as that, we can just switch out that part from a shorter one to a longer one, and now everything's a square and it'll fit better.